Are alien life forms real? We don't have proof, but we'd like to believe. Outer space is a vast expanse about which we still have a lot to understand, which is why it's difficult to rule out the potential of other intelligent life forms. There's a lot of substantial evidence out there that aliens are in fact real and have visited Earth. However, this will always remain a controversial, divided, highly debated topic. Stay tuned to find out whether or not aliens are real and some proof to claim they are, and how many claim they have already visited us on Earth. Firstly, we have USS Nimitz 2004 sighting. Training operation near San Diego on November 14, 2004 became one that Commander David Fravor will never forget, and one that he still can't understand. It also became one of the most famous, reliable UFO sightings in history so far. Fravor remembers witnessing a tic-tac shaped item that went considerably faster than any known weaponry. The Super Hornets we're flying are brand new. It was an exercise in air defense. Two good guys versus two evil guys. In a video interview with the History Channel, Fravor remarks, "Everything appeared to be normal until the USS Princeton summoned Fravor and his crew for a real-world mission. After changing directions, Fravor and the other pilots noticed something peculiar beneath the water surface, what seemed to be a sunken jet or submerging submarine moving erratically. Fravor claims that his curiosity got the best of him and he chose to investigate further. The object surfaced, quickly rose, and began duplicating Fravor's flying pattern as Fravor began descending towards the water. Then it raced past Fravor's jet's nose and vanished in an instant. When Fravor and the other pilots returned to the Nimitz, they told the rest of the crew about their adventures. The second pilot took off shortly after and was successful in his search for the UFO. This pilot was able to get a lock on the Tic Tac, which was captured on video. Next, World War II, Foo Fighters. The next sighting on our list happened during World War II. Several personnel of the United States Air Force witnessed what became known as Foo Fighters in November 1944, a name derived from the Smokey Stover comic strip. The Foo Fighters were characterized as a mystery aircraft that blazed red and could effortlessly zip and turn through the sky. Lieutenant Fred Ringwald, who was a passenger in a night fighter flying over the Rhine Valley at the time, was the first to notice the lights. The aircrew said they saw between 8 and 10 planes lined up in a row. Concerned that it could be enemy aircraft, the group checked ground radar, which revealed no unusual activity. One of the pilots wheeled his plane around to prepare for a flight, only to discover that the lights had vanished as suddenly as they had appeared. But the sightings didn't end there. A different pilot reported flashing red and green lights that formed a T shape in mid-December 1944. But they vanished as quickly as they emerged. Several more sightings followed, and despite attempts to explain them, the airmen were suffering from battle exhaustion. The lights were caused by some strange weather phenomenon, and they were the result of some new innovative Nazi technology. They remain a mystery. Next, let's talk about Roswell and Area 51. An item crashed in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947, and many people believe it was a spaceship. The government rejected it as a weather balloon, although hundreds of eyewitnesses reports claim to have seen sections of a ship being evacuated, as well as alien corpses. It's possible that this isn't the case. However, Chase Brandon, a retired CIA operative, declared in 2012 that it didn't come from this planet. Many conspiracy theorists believe that Area 51 is where the remains of the Roswell craft and its occupants are kept, and that this is where they will be found. The existence of the base was initially denied, but it was eventually confirmed that it did exist, but that it was only an Air Force. It's closely guarded and has a large restricted area, which contributes to its mystique. Next, have you heard of the WOW signal? Jerry R. Uman was working on a project at Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Telescope on August 15, 1977, when he picked up a strong narrowband radio signal that many believe proves the existence of aliens. The signal lasted the entire 72 seconds that the Big Ear was able to detect it, but it was never found again. The signal is supposed to have come from over 220 million light-years distance, and it had the usual signs of non-terrestrial origin. But there are numerous concerns that it was a hint of intelligent extraterrestrial origin. Scientists are still baffled as to how such a powerful signal could come from so far out in the universe without the use of advanced technology, prompting Human to circle the signal and write "WOW" on the side of the computer printout. Now we have Apollo 2 sightings. Of course, course, Apollo 11 is best known for being the first mission to land a man on the moon, but it also appears to enhance the case of extraterrestrial life. The astronauts sent a message back to message control 3 days into the trip, asking whether they knew where the rocket's separated section was. The reason for this was that they noticed an item that appeared to be riding with the rocket, although it was 6,000 kilometers away from them. According to allegedly stolen documents, Aldrin and Armstrong spotted 2 massive spaceships while on the moon, and a 2-minute radio silence has led many to assume that NASA purposefully kept this information from the public. Many Apollo missions, according to a former NASA communications engineer and numerous other astronauts, resulted in UFO sightings that were all kept hidden. But what about ancient evidence? People have claimed to have seen UFOs from the dawn of time, and there's evidence that people have observed objects in the sky throughout history, pre-airplanes and satellites. This includes Domenico Ghirlandaio's painting The Madonna with Saint Giovannino, which depicts a disc-shaped object in the sky behind Mary's shoulder, similar with today's sightings. A man and a dog are also staring up in disbelief at the item. There are also ancient cave drawings and writings that appear to depict alien life and UFO visitation, and which look strikingly similar to the sightings recorded so frequently today. This does not provide much scientific evidence, but it is intriguing and appears to imply that celestial bodies have been visiting Earth since the start of civilization. Next, scientific evidence on life in uninhabitable places. When examining the possibility of life beyond our planet, it's important remembering that bacteria have been discovered in places on Earth where survival was previously unthinkable. These life forms are based on recognizable DNA, so they are life as we know it, but they live in the deepest pits of our oceans, far from the light. We used to think that life could only exist on a planet that was a particular distance from its star, so it has the right levels of radiation. Finding life surviving where we didn't think it was conceivable on Earth has opened our minds to the possibility that there may be moons capable of supporting life. Next, we can't ignore that there are other Earth-like planets out there. We can now peer further into space than ever before thanks to technological advancements. Hundreds of new exoplanets, planets outside our solar system, have been discovered in the last decade or so. Many of them are gas giants and other uninhabitable planets. However, dozens of Earth-like planets have been discovered, and evidence suggests that these planets could contain life, possibly even life akin to ours. Many of these planets orbit their own stars in the Goldilocks zone, which means they orbit at a temperature similar to Earth's. Astronomers discovered 8 new planets in this zone at the start of the year, with Kepler 438b being particularly Earth-like. This planet is 475 light-years away and somewhat larger than Earth, but many people believe it is our twin. Lastly, signs of water on other planets means a high chance of life. We understand that water is an essential component of life, therefore we're always on the lookout for signs of it anywhere in the universe. Well, as it turns out, it appears to be plentiful throughout the universe, potentially even in our own solar system. The Curiosity rover on Mars has unequivocally proven that rivers and lakes formerly existed on our neighboring planet, and that several moons may also have water today. One of Jupiter's numerous moons, Europa, is particularly interesting because it appears to have a liquid ocean beneath its surface. Callisto, Ganymedes, also of Jupiter, and Saturn's Titan and Enceladus are among the moons that may have water. Having this much water in our solar system is really encouraging, and it strengthens the argument for life somewhere out there in the universe, possibly closer than we previously imagined. And there you have it, everything you need to know about some of the best evidence out there currently about aliens being real and whether or not they really have visited us here on Earth. Obviously, there have been various UFO sightings, some more legit than others, which means that existential life has visited our Earth. This is still heavily debated with many non-believers all over the globe, but we want to hear your thoughts. Do you believe in aliens? Have you visited our planet? Let us know. But if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss any of our new and upcoming content. Thanks for watching.